Evolution refers to changes in a population's characteristics over time. Perhaps the most commonly understood mechanism of evolution is natural selection, a non-random process based on environmental fitness. However, it is important to note that random processes may also play a significant role in evolutionary change. The effect of these random processes is known as genetic drift. In the case of natural selection, an individual's chances for survival are based on that individual's traits. Therefore, in a given environment, it may be possible to predict which individuals survive. Consider this example. Each circle represents an individual animal with varying coloration, ranging from dark to light. In this environment, with its white background, the light-colored individuals may be more difficult for a predator to spot, and are therefore more likely to survive. The survivors of Generation 0 will reproduce and give rise to Generation 1. This new generation will reflect the genetic makeup of the survivors and may now have a different, lighter average color than the original Generation 0. In this way, natural selection may predict evolutionary change in a particular direction on the basis of trait fitness. However, if those same circles are not subject to predation, but instead live or die on the basis of some criteria other than color, then population average color may vary randomly from generation to generation. Just because a circle is light or dark does not imply a greater chance of survival. Given the random set of surviving circles, which will give rise to a new generation, reflective of their genetic makeup, the average color may get darker in one generation, and then, because of the random set of surviving circles in that generation, the following may be lighter again. In this way, population characteristics may fluctuate from one generation to the next. These changes in a population's average color are not predictable. They are based on random chance and therefore demonstrate evolution by genetic drift. If evolution of an identical population is simulated multiple times, the results may vary drastically because of the random nature of this process. However, what is predictable is the effect of population size on the magnitude of genetic drift. In a small population, it is highly possible that the randomly selected set of surviving individuals has a significantly different average color than the original population. Therefore, population changes based on genetic drift may be large. However, in populations of increasing size, the chances of such significant change decrease. While it is possible to randomly select 5 of the darkest circles from a set of 10, it is highly unlikely to randomly select 500 of the darkest circles from a set of 1,000. These graphs, demonstrating genetic drift in populations of varying size, demonstrate that fact. As the population increases from 50 to 100 to 200 to 500, the effect of genetic drift gets smaller and smaller. Because of the importance of population size on the effect of genetic drift, 2 important special cases arise. The first of these is known as the bottleneck effect. This effect occurs when a large population is suddenly dramatically reduced. This reduction may be the result of a natural disaster, human overhunting, or any number of other possible causes. After the reduction, only a small number of individuals remain, and it is quite likely that these remaining individuals do not represent the full diversity of the pre-existing population. As such, the bottleneck effect allows for extremely rapid genetic drift. The second special case is known as the founder effect. This effect occurs when a small proportion of the original population is separated from the original group and colonizes a new area. Again, this small sample of individuals may not reflect the original makeup of the population, and because the gene pool of the growing population in the new location will be based on this sample, genetic drift occurs suddenly and dramatically. While natural selection and genetic drift can be understood separately, operating in isolation of each other, this is rarely the case. Both processes occur simultaneously to shape the changes in a population over time. As such, the direction of population changes may have some degree of predictability, but are also governed by randomness to a certain degree. Therefore, as demonstrated by this graph, changes in a population's traits are rarely smooth and uniform, but vary randomly along a path weighted by natural selection.